Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's episode 264 of the Audible Farm Podcast, and this episode is brought to you by the Fort Dodge Fine Arts Association. Go to www.fdfineartsassociation.org to find out more. Check out their community calendar, and be sure to check out FDT. Had an episode drop recently. That's their podcast. It's amazing. I co-host it with Shelly Bodorf. Shelly Bodorf is an amazing host, and I guarantee if you like these episodes, you're going to love her episodes too. So go over, check that out. Lots of fun happening over on FDT. This week, I am not sitting down with anyone, but this week is the Downtown Country Jam 2025. This is going to be a great one. Sold out. It's going to be amazing. I did not get tickets. I found out it was sold out, so I guess I will not be attending. I had thought about attending. I know people that have tickets. I kind of wished I have some now, because you know what's really cool about this? Jared Benson's opening up for him, and we got The Boys. The Boys, I've had Lee Klett from The Boys on here. Let's see. We got to pull this event up. Boom. Trace Adkins. I know not every listener is going to be like, oh, I love Trace Adkins, but that's a pretty big deal, honestly. Coming to downtown Fort Dodge, and people that have been on this podcast are opening up for Trace Adkins. Pretty cool. So that's kind of what I'm doing this episode. I've talked with Jared Benson before, and I've talked with Lee Klett from The Boys before. So that's who's going to be on this episode. This is a replay of their previous episodes that they were on. And all I did was I took little excerpts from it. I got episode 227 with Jared Benson. I got episode 235 with Lee Klett. And I just took little bits out of it, maybe some fun parts, some things you might find enjoyable. But yeah, get to know these guys before they rock your faces off. It's going to be so fun. Downtown Country Jam 2025. I hope you got tickets, because I heard it is sold out. So check this one out. It's episode 264. It's a replay episode with Lee Klett and Jared Benson.
It's the Audible Farm Podcast with your host, Peter Stockdale.
A couple months later, sang with him in his studio and decided to join Salty View at that time.
Yeah.
So that's how that got started.
Yeah.
And that eventually we decided to create kind of a 5-piece band version of that, called it Renegade Soul. We did the show with you and Jesse.
There you go.
For Josh Turner. Yep. You guys were before us, and then we were next, and then Josh Turner. That was a great show. I loved that. That was awesome.
That was amazing. Yeah. Easily one of my one of my fonder moments.
Yeah,
for sure. Everyone was into it, and you guys had the awesome part where you played a little bit when it was light and a little bit when it was dark.
Yeah, we had some cool pictures from that. Just like kind of that golden hour into the darkness too. Yeah. It was a good time. And like from the start, like from when you guys first started playing, it was packed in there. It seemed like people just started coming in. That was the coolest country jam that I saw so far.
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't go to the one this year, but I've been to every one besides this year. But yeah, it was a lot of fun. It was awesome.
Yeah. I remember starting to play, and it's like, I can see the street, when I'm playing, and then by the time we were done, you couldn't see the street anymore.
Anything,
and it's like,
it was just a sea.
All right,
yeah.
There's
as far as a crowd goes, I don't know if there was better energy than that night. Salty View, we opened up for Bailey Zimmerman in Humboldt at the Dragway when all of a sudden they got Bailey Zimmerman out of nowhere.
Yeah, before
he blew up, and that was a good crowd too, but wasn't, I don't think, on top of us as Josh Turner felt. So yeah, it was just really cool.
Yeah, that's really sweet. I mean, it's awesome to be able to play those gigs. We're gonna go back to, I remember you were talking about Scott and Tim pulling all their gear in. That when Salty View, when you played with Salty View, I've seen you actually play with Salty View a couple times, and also Renegade Soul, but it's funny because the production with Salty View is a big deal.
It's a big deal. So, and I did not come from that. I'd my solo stuff. I didn't even have a stand for my speaker when I first started. I'm like, okay, I'll just throw it on the floor there and people can hear me. And then get to Salty View, and it's just okay, now I got to figure out how to put all these lights together. I'm like, I don't know a damn thing about lights. So the production side was a huge learning curve for me. It's always a show when you come to a Salty View or Renegade Soul show.
Yeah, for sure. And that's why they're there sometimes a day early pulling all their gear in. 'Cause it's like, well, it's easier to have it all here, and then when you show up the next day to set it up, you just set it up. And so
then it's, well, depending on the venue, it's either a couple hours after putting it all away or coming in 2 days later and grabbing it. So
it's a lot of stuff.
There was that factor of it that was just a lot. It was time consuming at times, but it was a good show. I mean, I enjoyed my time in both Salt of View and Renegade, and but now I'm just doing the solo stuff, trying to push my original stuff the best I can. Got a little one at home now. He's 1. So that kind of pushed me into like, as far as like, where am I going to put my time? Music goes.
Yeah.
It's just, for me, it was really hard to put out a full album of songs, which will be like later this year. I'm hoping late December, and then not play them. You know what I mean? Like, I didn't want to play 50 cover band shows and then have no time for that original music.
Bingo.
I just feel like I'm at a point in my life where I got to make that push for that stuff, and it was just time to do something different, in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, plus if you have a kid, it's like, well, now I need to prioritize things a little bit differently too, you know, and that squeezes your time even tighter, you know, instead of playing those cover band shows and doing, I mean, there's cover band shows that quote unquote don't do many shows in the Fort Dodge area, and it's still like you're doing 20 plus shows a year. And it's like, all right, so you're doing 2 a month still, and you're not doing many. That's a lot of shows, you know. So, you know, every other weekend you're busy, basically. You know,
exactly.
If you're not doing much, and if you're doing a lot, it's basically every weekend.
Think of the time periods of being a musician. Your summertime, you're just stacked. Like, especially if you're making any ground as far as getting gigs around the area, you're booking out if you're busy. So yeah, summertime was just like that. I remember a couple summers ago, I did 2-3 weeks in a row of playing 4 to 5 shows a week. Like, I mean, it's great when you can pull that off, but it gets to be a grind at times. Yeah. And then I need to take a step back. I'm just like, all right, I got to prioritize. I'm doing too many things. I'm still working full time. Like, I had to take a step back.
Oh, wow. Yeah. So full time, cover bands, playing music, you're writing your own music too. Possibly playing a few solo shows here and there. How do you find time for all this stuff? I can understand all the rest of it, balancing life, but how do you find time to, like, while you're doing all that, to like, I'm going to write my own music? Because you put out a few singles within the last, you know, since 2023, or did you put one out in 2022 or so?
My first one was October of last year. So it's been,
so you got
in the last year,
4 or 5 out now?
Yeah, I got 5 out now. Yeah, and then I'll have 9 probably by the end of December.
Yeah. So. Is that going to be the album, or do you have like more other than those?
I have those 5 will be on the album.
Okay.
So that's just, I'll have like 4 extra featured. So I just thought I'd put them all in one place and call it an album if I have enough.
Why not? Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. But as far as writing goes, it's so sporadic for me. Like, some of the songs in my album I wrote in 20 minutes. Some I brought in multiple people because I could not figure out what the hell to do. There's some where I wrote, like my newest single back in the day, I had a verse and a chorus done, and I just, like, writer's block, and had nothing else. So then I sat down with Alyssa Albee, who I used to be in Salt of View with, and then her sister Emily was there as well. So they both helped me finish that one off, and I'm very fortunate for that. Alyssa and I wrote another one that'll be on the album. So I've only co-wrote with those 2, and then the rest I wrote myself. So but so it's crazy. Like, I have a song that I wrote it'll be the end song of the album, or the kind of closing track, called Time Goes Fast, about my son. Wrote it in 20 minutes. It was just like, came to me. It's like it was implanted in my head, and it just came out.
That's wild.
It's weird. I mean, I don't have like a process to it. Like, a lot of times I think of maybe a few chords to throw together, and then the lyrics just kind of come out. I'll have an idea of what I want a song to be, but as far as like the process, I don't really have a process. It just kind of happens.
Yeah, I've never really been very good at it. I mean, like, a lot of the files that are just like kind of on the desktops here are just like songs I started and never finished, and I just like
have a bunch of those too.
Have them named really dumb things, and I've just left them there, and they've probably been there for years, you know, at this point. But
tips I got from other songwriters is just to write everything you can. Like, even if you think, oh, this is crap or whatever, just finish it and write it. Or if you have a bunch of half songs, like just continue to write it and then keep those half songs, get somebody together, finish them or whatever it is. So I probably have 15 plus half songs in my phone of random thoughts I've written down or random like doodles I've done on guitar and match some lyrics to it. But
have you ever mushed a couple half songs together?
I have not yet. That's a good idea. Maybe I should try that.
Yeah, Taylor Smith was on like a handful of episodes back. And that was what he was talking. I think he called them like Frankenstein songs, where it's just like
that's a great point to that.
Well, he'll write enough, and he'll be like, these parts are, they're in the same key, or it'll match up. If I put them, I might as well just put them together, or slice them apart and stick them together and see what happens. And that's. I think Jeremy Ober told me to do that with a couple of the things I have on here, because sometimes it's just like I have this riff and it sounds neat, and I have this other riff and it sounds neat, and they're in the same key, and I don't know how to like put them together to make a fluid something, you know. And he's like, "Well, just smush them together and see what happens." And
might as well try it.
Yeah, and then it's worth a try.
You never know.
Yeah, I think that's the other thing is like when you have the inspiration of some sort to actually like get it down somewhere, because have you ever been there and you're like, oh man, you're like driving somewhere like this would be kind of a neat something
all the time,
and then you're just like, well, I'll remember it when I get home, and then you get home and you put the groceries away or whatever the heck, and it's just like you don't even remember that you had the idea, or
it's gone,
or you try to think and you're just like, okay, how did that song? It went, never gonna give you up. No, that wasn't how it went. Like I just rickrolled everybody. So, but reference from 10 plus years ago. But no, it's it's one of those things where like I never remember to do that. And there's so many times where I'm driving where I'm like, this sounds kind of neat, but the podcast I'm listening to is pretty funny. So I'm just gonna keep listening to the podcast and not actually like hum it into my phone. Yeah. But there's a few scenarios of that. I remember there was like an SNL skit with what was it, like Dave and John Tesh, where it's like they played like the NBA theme song. Anyways, whatever. I'm going off on a tangent here. So you're playing solo shows now, or I think I saw on your Facebook recently. Where were you at? And it was the Clear Lake show was just like packed, like wall to wall, and then you like panned outside. And it's like it's full outside too.
Yeah, it was a street fair. I forget what was going on in Clear Lake. Something in Clear Lake, but it was pretty much an all-day event. I played from 3 to 7, which was the busiest time. Like I couldn't even go to the bathroom. Oh gosh, played for 4 hours straight. I had to pull my in-ears out of my case and put them in because I'm like, I could not hear myself. But yeah, it was fun. Sometimes, especially by yourself, those shows can be a lot, but if you get people listening, they're a lot of fun.
Yeah. That's where it helps to have like another musician there.
Yeah. Yeah. If I would have had one other person with me, that would have been a lot better, but it still went fine. People liked it, so that's all that matters, I guess.
Speaking of other people with you, did I see a video recently of you playing with a drummer? Or
what was that about? Jake Rosso and I from Section 7 did a little like 2-man thing out at Rails.
Yeah, that's where it was at.
Just myself, an acoustic, and a drum set, and it worked.
Yeah.
I got some people interested in like some full band stuff for my stuff. So Jake's gonna come on with me and play drums. So he played drums on all my album and everything too.
Oh, cool.
So yeah, we're gonna try to do some more of that. It went over well. And like, have you heard of Jordan Beam at all? Like I'm not trying to copy the guy, but I saw like he's having a lot of success, just him and a drummer. And I'm like, hey Jake, you want to try that? Like just see how it goes. And yeah, we had a lot of fun. So hopefully we can get some more of those.
That's what like Clint Riedel did for a long time.
Yeah.
And Eli Netz, I believe.
Yep.
So like it's a thing. It does work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just you can't play everything, just those two, but if you want to have a little bit of a party, it works.
Yeah.
But then I do some duo stuff with fiddle player that was with me in Salty View and Renegade Soul, Claudia Coltrane.
Okay, yeah.
Her and I have been doing some duo stuff too since last fall and getting some pretty good gig opportunities with that too. So, and that works, just acoustic and a fiddle, or she'll pick up her acoustic too. She sang all the harmonies and stuff on my album too, so she'll be joining me in if I get some full band stuff in the works and everything. So
that's super cool. Oh man, that's awesome. That's the other thing I think is super fun about like it's just like, do you know this person because they play in that band? Do you know this person because and everyone around here shares all the musicians with every other band, it seems like. Or it's just like, do you have some free time? Can you come over? Or like you said, you bouncing ideas off each other for songwriting and things like that. And the networking up in this area is absolutely amazing. I mean, even so much so to the fact where, like, I'm not going to say that like there's a lot of singer-songwriters in Fort Dodge that are similar. There's a lot of country influence with a lot of people, but it's just kind of the nature of the Midwest.
Yeah.
Kind of, but like there's venues that prefer that kind of music, and everyone kind of has the same, oh, there goes my background, whatever. Everyone kind of has the same like venue loop too. It's kind of fun that everyone is kind of like, again, there's enough slices of the pie for everyone to go around, you know?
Yeah.
And I think that networking has something to do with it.
Yeah. And I love that everybody kind of can fill in for each other too. So that builds that community around town. It's like it doesn't seem like everyone's competing with each other. Yeah, there's competition out there. Everybody wants to get some big gigs and things like that. But it's just more supportive than that, than competitive, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Like you play with Dave Schmieder.
Yes.
And like he helped me out on my album too. He was more than willing. Yeah. That dude is incredible.
Yeah.
He had maybe listened to my songs once before, and we had him like half done, and he comes in, just crushes the pedal steel, and I'm like, who the hell is this guy?
Told you, Dave. He was on last week's episode. I recorded an episode with him, so that'll be the episode right before yours.
He's awesome. He completely rounded out every song, made him sound exactly like I wanted to. I'm like, I'm really glad that Vino found this guy.
I told him the same thing and he's just like, I don't know about that. Like, you did the same thing with
so
Jesse.
humble about it too.
It's well, again, Dave Schmieder, one of the best guys ever.
Shout out Dave.
Yes. Oh gosh, it's so fun too, because like we'll play shows where like Dave will just like, oh, what are we doing? We're doing this, and he'll just get on the microphone and just be like, all right, everybody, you want more Jesse Wilson? Woo! All right, well, we're gonna take a short break and we'll be back, and we're gonna play a bonus hour for everyone. And they go nuts. And he's just like, so don't go anywhere. And it's like, Dave, you're like, what are you, an MC now? He's like, what can't you do? It's super fun watching him like play the pedal steel, and then he like gets an electric out from behind his back, like he's had it in his back pocket the whole time,
and just rips it.
Starts too. Told you, Dave.
Yeah.
You're a legend. Oh man. Yeah. I mean, it's so fun having all those people around that are, willing to play as much music as they are. Cause I mean, we mentioned it earlier, if you want to play 20 plus shows a year, it's not terribly hard, with around this area to find the people, and sometimes the best place to find those people is at jam nights. You know?
Yeah.
And I remember, I think you were in a house band on one of the jams I couldn't go to very recently. It was,
a couple weeks ago, or the October one, I was in that one. And I did one in the spring before. So I've been in a couple of those.
Yep.
The Eagles hideout, those are a lot of fun.
Yeah, it's super fun going to those. I was talking to them recently how they're like, those are kind of like it's not like high stakes, but there's like, I mean, again, the local legends show up, and I'm not trying to say that to be like weird about it, but like there's a lot of people that are really looked up to that show up to those jam nights.
Yeah, there's a lot of talent in that room, that's for sure.
And Jeremy does a good job of mixing everyone together. So you could be like playing with like Iowa Rock and Roll Hall of Fame drummer with like a kid who's been playing for 3 years,
exactly.
on lead guitar. And it's like,
well, and that's like when Jeremy texted me about playing the house band, I'm like, it's kind of an honor to do that. I'm like, oh man, yeah, absolutely. I'm not going to pass that up. Like it's just to be able to play with some of those guys. Like the first jam night I played with Chris Carr. That was the first time I ever played with him, and I'm like, and he knew nothing of the song because I just had my acoustic and I was kind of singing lead, and would just start a song. He's like, yep, I got it, and then just had no idea what the song was, but made it sound amazing.
Yeah, he's another one that's like super good at that.
Yeah,
he used to show up to the Barnum jams every now and then. It was just like Chris Carr sneak attack. All of a sudden it was like, where'd you come from? And he just
everybody sit down.
Brings in some gear, and it's like,
compete with this guy.
Yeah, it's and that's the thing. It's just like, well, we got to give him some time up here and let him shred a little bit if he's going to show up. You know? And there's another person that a lot of people in the community look up to, and he gave back to the music community by having a music store that he independently ran for so long.
Yeah,
and that's again just giving back to the community, and having that available to him was such a great gift. Which like Jeremy Ober gave lessons out of there forever. So and that's how many people is he given lessons to, and inspired, etc. So there's a lot of cool history like with those people that like, again, show up to that, third Thursday jam night.
Yeah.
And, did you ever make it over to any Barnum jams?
I did, like, very early. I think I might have still been in college. The only one I did, because it was on Tuesdays, wasn't it? Mm-hmm. And I never made it out on a Tuesday. Mm-hmm. And especially when I first started teaching, like, I didn't go out much during the week because I had priorities in the morning with kids in my room and stuff like that. So yeah, I never made it out to a Barnum one, and they're done now, aren't they? They kind of moved out to Byron's, or that's kind of the only one in that area that's doing that.
Yep. So that's like first Thursday, I think, at Byron's, which is as of we're recording this, it's today. So maybe we'll swing out there and we'll see what's going on. I mean, that's another one it's kind of like the Barnum Jam. It's a little bit of a free for all. You just kind of show up with whatever instrument, and if you can play it and it fits in, go for it. Like, man, there's some wild stuff. I remember showing up to the Barnum Jams, like a wash tub bass. Like, that was a real cool one. I'm trying to think. There was another one, like a handful of fiddles and things like that, or like people are just like really good at harmonica, and it's like you brought your own amp, and it's just like it's like this guy's good at harmonica.
Your own amp for harmonica.
Yes.
That's pretty serious.
Yes, and guess what? They're good.
And it does not surprise me for Barnum, Iowa, I'll be honest.
Yeah, and that was another wild one where, like, I think it was because Clint was on the podcast so much and we talked about it so much that it kind of got throughout, romanticized a little bit by people that listen to the podcast, and there were people that would show up from like Des Moines semi-regularly to play.
Oh, really?
And like there was a couple people that came from like southeastern Iowa to the jam, and usually, like, it's one of those things, if they show up and they're like, if it's like, holy cow, where'd you come from? It's like, I'm not from around here. I heard about it and I came up just to play. And it's just like, all right, hold on a sec. We need to like get your information and give your information to a venue owner around here somewhere and make it worth your while, and they usually end up booking shows out of it, because it's like, you got to see this. Like, so
that's another, just like you said, network building and community creating events that they do work and people like them. So
might as well.
Keep them going, keep them rolling.
Absolutely. So have you recorded all, we're going to go back to your album here. Have you recorded all the songs for your album already and you're just slowly releasing them?
Yes.
Okay.
So a couple of them are still getting mixed up as far as like final mixes go. And then we're sending them off to a guy named Ted Jensen out of Sterling Sound down in Nashville. Okay. He's doing all the mastering for that. His discography is crazy. Mm-hmm. Vino sends Jeremy's stuff to him as well, like for Brutal Republic. Uh-huh. He does an incredible job with that. So
that's awesome.
Yeah, so we got to get the rest sent off, and then hopefully in time before my goal is before the new year, but if we have to push back a little bit, that's fine too.
Yeah. I mean, that's one of those things, like when you record it all ahead of time, if you don't want to, like, let me ask you this, why'd you go singles versus just a whole album? Why didn't you just wait and do the whole album? Or is that like, I mean, I'm sure by now everyone kind of feels that era's bygone.
So when I did my first couple singles, I didn't even have the rest of my album written. Okay. I just kind of wrote a few and wanted to release something out. I did some acoustic stuff. My third song was just myself, acoustic, and then Claudia on the fiddle. And then I'm like, okay, I got some songs that could work as full band, recorded 5 or 6 full band type songs. And then I'm like, okay, I guess I could have an album out of that.
Yeah.
But so I didn't really have a thought process to that. I probably should have, but I didn't know I was going to do an album. And then I actually have I signed up with a management company out of Nashville called Indie Roadmap. Mm-hmm. So the guy that I'm working with recommended. That's kind of how the country world is going, to release a couple singles and then drop a full album. So I'm just kind of trying to follow their plan as far as getting stuff out there.
Yeah. I think it's, well, I'm a little bit older than you, whatever, 10 years older than you, but still, like, when I was growing up, it was like the singles were still a thing, and singles have kind of like always been a thing. They release a song, slightly before the album comes out to pique the interest or whatever, or a couple songs, or like whatever. They pick songs on the album to feature after the album came out to whatever. Yeah. So like, but like it used to be easier, with records, people just get the little 45s, boom, here's a single, and people bought them and listened to them, whatever. But like when I was growing up, they had like cassette and CD singles. Like when I was really young, they had cassette singles, but when I was older, they had like CD singles. Like, and it was a thing where it's like a CD single is literally a huge whole CD, and you flip it over to the back and see what's like burned onto it, and it's like this much of it's burned, and it's just like 2 songs, and that's it. And you're like, what's the point?
With the digital world nowadays with streaming, it makes sense.
Yeah, it's so
easy.
easy.
It's insane how much of that has changed in the last 10 years.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know, remember last time I bought a CD or vinyl's kind of coming back. I got a record player at home, so now I want to buy all the vinyl.
Yeah, there's a box over there. Well, yeah, there's a stack over there a little bit. But yeah, I mean, I think everyone's got some vinyl. You know?
It's just you have to. If you're a big music guy, I feel like you have to have some vinyl just laying around, whether you play it or not. Just they're cool collectibles too.
Yeah, I mean, the punk band I was in, we had vinyl, and
really,
believe it or not, sold out of them.
Yeah, people like them.
Yeah, oddly enough, we sold a lot of CDs though too.
Yeah.
Like we sold at least twice as many CDs as vinyls, which is, I don't know if people are still listening to CDs. Do cars even come with CD players, or is that like an option?
That's a great question. I don't buy new enough cars to know. So
my car has one for sure. Let me say that. I just went and got mine fixed. Thank you very much. I will drive that thing until it's in the ground. I'm driving a Toyota, ladies and gentlemen.
I'll be buried in that car.
I hope so. Yeah, that'll save me all the money I'll save. I'm still not going to spend it on a coffin to be buried. I'll be buried in the car that helped me save all the money. No, that's a little dark. I apologize, everybody. But yeah, so you recorded like all the singles. You're kind of dripping them out. Are you going to do it with all of them, and then when it's all done, put the album out? Or are you going to like be like, okay, here's all the singles, but I do have a bunch more, and that's why you should buy the album. There's extras on there.
I'm done with releasing singles. So the next thing you hear will be the rest of that album.
Nice. Perfect. So you're not going to like let the entire cat out of the bag.
No.
Yeah. So there's still going to be a reason to go listen to the album, or if you put the album out, there's a reason to, buy it if, people had bought the original songs, so that's really cool. I feel like marketing music now is like, it's kind of weird. It's not the same as it used to be. And I understand like music's also like, what do you want to get out of it? Do you want to, do the whole like, it's like, we'll use the Salty View argument. They're marketing by this presence on stage. It's like, do you want to bring, giant lighting trusses and huge speakers and et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah.
It's like, well, you don't have to, but it looks nice when you do.
Yeah. I mean, it looks nice.
Yeah. So again, it's like, well, are you going to make physical copies of your album?
I mean, I haven't thought of that, but it'd be cool to at least have something. I think I want to for sure do vinyl. It's just, I don't know the process yet. So Alex Trevino produced my whole album. He played half the instruments on it. That dude's incredible. So I know him and Jeff did vinyl for Stadium Drive. So
they'll have you covered.
I might talk to them to see what connections they have to get some vinyl in place. But
yeah, I know of a few places to go through because like Three Finger Betty did a vinyl, and I'm going to admit that I did none of the research on it because it's hard to find stuff that you think is viable, but it turns out the company we went through is actually very justifiable company. Other people I know, believe it or not, like I've gotten other vinyls where it's like the same company pressed this thing. So so there are a few out there that work. I also know like just like off the cheap and easy, it's not necessarily cheap, but it's like the easiest one would just be like CD Baby. People go there to make CDs. They also make vinyls. It's not necessarily cheap. You got to buy a bunch, whatever. But
so there's plenty of options out there at least. So.
Yeah. So if anybody wants to make a vinyl, you definitely can, and people,
this is not an ad, but you can.
People will buy them. Yeah. Don't go to CD Baby. There's better places out there. No, I'm just kidding. Actually, I've done CDs through them. It works out real easy.
Nice.
It's pretty slick. So not that it's the be all end all of where to go, but so Vino, let's kind of talk about Vino a little bit. So like, how'd you run into Vino and kind of get tied into?
So that's where Renegade Soul came in. Tim brought him on at bass. Did not think that he was going to have anything in his schedule to, like, right away when he said that, I'm like, this guy's not going to be able to play with us because he plays in however many bands. Got him committed on, did a few shows with him. Him and I connected really well. Pretty good friends now. And yeah, I played him some of my original stuff. He really digged it. And he's like, he just liked it enough to want to take the time to do that. I mean, it's such a time consuming process. And I tell him that all the time, like, man, I appreciate all the work that you're doing just because I don't know how the hell to do that stuff. I mean, I can perform it, but as far as like the producing side goes, he's he doesn't have like crazy equipment. Like he has some quality microphones and some good like Pro Tools and so like he has quality stuff. That's why we're able to do it. But it's not like we have this insane studio.
Yeah, it's not like Nashville studio.
Yeah, exactly. But I feel like we made it sound pretty close. Honestly, like it worked out. But
it honestly doesn't take super expensive stuff.
Just quality stuff. You need some. If you have quality microphones, you can do so much.
Yeah.
Like so much with that.
Yeah, I think that's one of the things a lot of people like. Transposing music could be as simple as like, especially with a guitar, just like putting a capo on, you know. But like, what if you have to take you can't like, there's not like a negative capo where you can add, you know, so that you might have to like reformat things a little bit in that sense. But
there's only so many ways you can do. I mean, you can go up to the 12th fret, but then you're just back to the same as where you were before,
starting over.
But and the only thing that throws you off on that is if you got a weird tuning, which some songs do, but I just don't play those songs.
Yeah, or try and get around it without the weird tuning. Like, let's see here. Ozzy Osbourne, Jakey Lee, was it Shot in the Dark? Maybe one of those songs. But yeah, it's like in a super weird tuning. It's like you can kind of get away in standard tuning and play it. But
like the Goo Goo Dolls Iris. Same thing. It's got a weird tuning.
It's very open tuning.
Yeah. And there's nothing wrong with that, but there's ways around it. You don't have to play it exactly verbatim. And hell, as speaking as a musician to another musician, you know damn well that I probably have never played a song exactly as it was supposed to be played ever.
You don't really have to. Well, that's the other thing is it's beautiful to a non-musician. They don't know any more than the man on the moon.
There's artists that literally say if you go to one of my concerts, like Keith Urban, for example, he says you go to one of my concerts, you're never going to hear the leads that I put down on the records. I said because that's not what I'm feeling today. I'm going to put in whatever the heck I feel like. I said you're getting a more unique experience out of it. It's not going to be note for note like you're listening to Folsom Prison Blues on a record. It's not going to be the same thing.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, so I think about that because that's kind of my style though too, is where it's like, well, whatever I'm feeling is kind of how I'm going to play it.
Right.
Sometimes there's certain songs where it's like, well, this is kind of the riff, or this is kind of the melody.
There are like intro riffs or the ones that repeat themselves often in the song that you pretty much have to get note for note or close enough to where people are like, oh yeah, I know. Like start Sweet Home Alabama. Bum, 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 dun, 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 dun. Yeah, I know that one.
Yeah.
Everybody's gonna be But if you start because I've been teaching myself more of the intro riffs to a lot of the songs that we cover, that the band covers, like Jimmy World, The Middle. So I always used to just start it off just playing a power D, just muted, palm muted. And I looked up how to do the actual intro, and it's so simple to play, but people knew what I was starting either way. But as soon as I started doing it right, I keep hearing all that. I love this song.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. There's a Seminole Wind is like one that Jesse plays every now and then, and it was like, I don't know, I used to just kind of goof around on it. Then one this is how, I don't know, Welcome to My Life, but I'd never heard the song before.
Yeah.
So then I finally go listen to it. I'm like, well, I actually kind of like this little ditty that like is played throughout the song. So it's like, well, we'll just see what I can come up with. And it's like, well, as long as you kind of get it close, or like you start the pattern and kind of just make it your own at the end.
Right.
People know what it is. They take to it a lot better, you know.
Now, how do you do that? Because you don't have a fiddle, and that song's got a heavy fiddle in it.
Yes. I
mean, we play a lot of songs that have fiddle in it too, but like the fiddle's the one doing most of the intro work and everything.
Yeah.
I literally just heard this last night at a bar. So.
Oh, nice. Yeah. I just play the notes on a guitar basically. It's like, it's like you said, it's in this key.
Yep.
There's only so many notes I can slap in here to make it sound good.
Oh, that's a very easy progress. That's just a 4-chord pattern in that song.
Yep. Yeah. So like that was one where Jesse has a fiddle player, Taylor Smith, playing with him, and that was
nice.
And so he'll usually play it, but if he's not around, it's like, it was one of those things when me and Jesse would play it wasn't a big deal, but then when Taylor came and played a couple shows with us, Taylor's like trained by ear, so like he just like went out and like listened to his phone and was like, okay, I got it, and then like played it, you know.
Show off.
But then it was like when he's not around, it's like, well, I missed that.
Oh yeah.
So I'm just gonna do what he was doing because it sounds good.
I mean, same thing. That's one of the reasons that I learned to do as much as I do, because my lead player, he adds so much to what we do, and he wasn't a lead player when we adopted him into the band. He knew more leads than I did, which makes him a much better guitar player, but he wasn't really a lead player, and he has put in the time and effort to learn all these songs. Well, there's certain songs where I'm like, I don't even want to play this song anymore unless he's there, because it just sounds dead. Case in point, and I'll play it tonight, I'm sure, Dixieland Delight by Alabama.
Oh, yeah.
That,
dude,
like, he does that and it just fills the song out. But when I play, I don't know that part yet. I'm going to work on that, but I don't know that part yet. So it sounds blah to me. But I also realize I'm a musician. Unless you're a musician in the crowd and you know that little part, like, nobody's missing it.
Dude, that was another song where I had never actually listened, like sat down and really listened to that song. I probably had heard it maybe like within 5 times ever in my life, and it wasn't until I had to like learn it for a show and I sat and listened to it. I'm like, dude, this song's actually pretty sweet.
Right.
It has like parts where like it goes from a major chord to a minor chord. Like, it's like, whoa, why does that work? I don't know. It just does, and it sounds good, you know. And you don't question Alabama, you know.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, you don't question that kind of talent.
Oh God, and that's another one where it's like I never really thought I would be someone that would sit down and be like, yeah, I kind of like this Alabama song, you know. And not that I'm not that kind of guy, but I'm not really that kind of guy. So, but
well, that's one of those songs that everybody knows the words to. You can get people singing along, and of course, it's Alabama's football song. So there's people that know
I didn't know that.
the callbacks on that, like spend my dollar on beer.
Yeah. Yes.
Go through that whole thing. So it's one of those good crowd interaction songs, and those are the ones that like really lift up the musician. I don't know if I'm assuming it's like that for you, where the more crowd interaction, the more participation you're getting, the better your night goes.
Yeah, oh, for sure. Yeah, that was another one, like the crowd participation on that song. I didn't know it was a thing until I played it live with a band that I had learned it for, and I was just like, what the hell is going on out here?
Yeah. Play that anywhere where you've got Alabama fans and you'll go deaf.
Oh, it's wild. That's so fun. So you were talking of band. Is it The Boys? Is that
It's
the band?
The Boys.
Yeah, okay. So did The Boys change since the last time you were on the podcast?
We've I don't think since the last time we've talked, I mean, we've been a band for 10 years now. But I mean, my drummer has been with us for a couple of years now, but he's been only with us for the last year. Our lead player and we have 2 bass players.
Whoa. At the same time?
No.
Oh.
We've had them both the same place before, but it doesn't happen very often. We have one that works on an ambulance crew, so he's not available every other weekend. So they just work it out between them which one of them's going to show up.
Yeah.
But one of the bass players we've had for a year, the other one we've had for probably 7 or 8 years.
That's cool.
And then of course me and my brother been fronting it for forever. So we've got a really solid group of guys. Everybody gets along. We're all on the same page. Everybody wants to play. We've got a slower schedule this month, and everybody's going,
yeah,
let's go. I'm like, I'm trying. I can't book what's not there.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's the thing. After Christmas, that's like basically up until somewhere in February-ish, it's really slow for full band shows.
Right.
You know,
and that's what I was trying to explain. Like, we've never had like really good Januaries for the full band. Myself, I'll have a show every week, at least one show every week.
Mm-hmm.
But it'll probably be solo or duo, and I mean that's all that the place has room for, so I can't really do anything else about it.
Guys,
but yeah,
I swear the jukebox is getting louder.
I'm kind of hearing it, but kind of not. I'm just phasing it out, trying to focus on you, Pete.
Oh my gosh! Oh, sorry for the interruption there. But you know, it's crazy. Also, like your brother's your twin, is he?
Yeah, we're twins,
and I've never met him.
Well, to be fair, he has a day job. He works for the post office, so he's not a huge fan of traveling this far. Mm-hmm. This is a 3-hour drive for me to get up to Fort Dodge. It's another 45 minutes for him.
Oh wow, he's 45 minutes further away.
Yeah, and his wife and kids, they have, you know, they put a little bit of strain on his time. See, I'm not married, and my youngest is 18, so he's more like, can you leave already?
Yeah.
So I don't have those restrictions on my life. But that being said, I don't think it's official yet, but I think we're getting the whole band up here in September.
Cool.
I think that's the plan.
It's a ways away.
Yeah.
But it gives everybody plenty of time to plan it out. You know?
And I don't know who all else is involved, but it's going to be a big one. So it's going to be a big party.
Oh, nice. Can't release any more information?
I don't have any.
Oh, okay. So what you got to do is you got to go to facebook.com/theboysiowa, and you will find out more information about that.
Yeah, as soon as I've got it, I'll be putting it out there because I'm excited about it. Well, and I mean, I'm excited about all of our schedule. February 14th, we're playing with Colin Ray. We're doing a romantic Valentine's Day dinner thing with it. I mean, not romantic between me and Colin Ray, but I mean...
That'd be awesome.
I mean, that's a good brag, right?
Yeah, sure. Why not? That's cool, though. Like, what kind of a gig is that? Is it like going to be just some acoustic type thing?
So it'll be an acoustic. It's just a duo thing, so it'll just be me and my brother. But the same outfit that puts on Pizza Palooza.
Okay.
They're doing this. So they did it last year. They had Thompson Squared. Oh, I just went to see Thompson Squared, and you get a Valentine's Day dinner. It's like $125 a seat, whatever. But you get a really nice dinner, and then you get a concert. Well, it's an intimate concert. It's like you see Thompson Squared, and they're joking and having fun. And he's doing comedy music now.
Oh, cool.
So, yeah.
I enjoy some comedy music. It's pretty fun.
His wife is from Alabama. I don't know why Alabama keeps coming up, but
Roll Tide.
One of my bass players is from Alabama, so we like to give Alabama people a little bit of a hard time. But anyway, he wrote a song called Family Tree, and basically just suggesting that his wife's family tree just goes like this. There's no branches.
It's just a log standing up. That's hilarious.
So you guys have such an amazing music scene up here. I'm jealous of the options that you have, because if I have a show where I'm trying to book something and I don't have somebody in my band, I'm just SOL. I don't have somebody that can sit in. And like going back to Jordan Beam, his uncle is a steel player for Red Dirt Renegade.
Oh, cool.
I'm like,
oh, cool.
That's disgusting. I wish I had a steel player.
Yeah.
I wish I had a fiddle player.
Red Dirt Renegade. I think I had somebody from Red Dirt Renegade on here one time, a long time ago. I'm going to have to Google it. I want to make a guess, but I don't want to guess wrong, so I'm not going to guess who it was. But I swear I had somebody from Red Dirt Renegade on here once, or somebody that was in the band once or something. Anyways.
So you guys have so many talented musicians up here. I'm jealous. So, like, I live in a small town in the middle of nowhere, and Fort Dodge isn't huge by any means, but you have such a high concentration of such talented musicians here. I mean, Tank Anthony lives here, Jesse Wilson, Scott Kirkhart's 20 minutes away. You're here, Jeremy Ober, Clint Riedel. I mean, you guys have so many that are like just right here.
It's weird, and honestly, like
yeah.
I don't get it. Like, it's something I've always been kind of like. Even now more so, where it's like everything's even more exposed. There's even more jams. There's even more places to play. There's even more stuff to do. And every show is still full. There's still people that go to it. There's still people getting booked, and nobody's getting overbooked. It's like, so you mean to tell me you've got room for all the people you mentioned, and Jefferson Fossbender, and Alejandro Trevino, and Jordan Reuter, and Owen O'Brien,
oh yeah,
and Chris Carr, and I mean, you just keep going down the line with all these people. It's like, why do we have that many people here that play music?
Right.
Why do we deserve it? I don't know. We must, because the people keep going to the shows.
Right. And I mean, and just to have that concentration of musicians, and you're all so supportive of one another. Because, like I said, one time I went and seen Jesse Wilson. The first time I met Jesse Wilson was with you. Mm-hmm. And then the last time I saw him, he was playing with Jeremy Ober. And then the last time I saw Jeremy Ober, he was playing with Vino and a couple guys that played horns in Lone Tree Revival.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my. I played over at Amigos. And then somebody said after that show was going on up there at the brewery, I'm like, well, hell, I'm going to that.
Yeah.
So headed right up there and caught that. And that was amazing.
It's wild. I saw them at a winery. Man, it's probably been 2023 I saw them. I don't think I saw them all of 2024, actually. But
I think this would have been September. They were at, what's the, not Shiny Top.
River Hops.
River Hops, yeah.
Outback.
Outback. Yeah, they had some massive speakers out there. It was so much fun. They were so good. Like, I don't know why I came to town to play. I should have just came right over here to see these guys.
Oh, it's so good.
That's the hard part about, I would have a hard time living up here because I'd have a hard time wanting to be booked because there's so many options for music.
Yeah. I mean, and that's the other thing is like, if I ever have a night off, it's just like, well, there's 4 places I can go watch music tonight. And it's
Right.
like, you know, it's just, I just have to do it, you know. The thing that kind of sucks now is I work in Fort Dodge, but I live in Humboldt. So by the time I drive here, get off work, drive home, it's like, do I want to make another round trip to Fort Dodge? And it's like half the time I'm just too lazy these days. But
Just don't go home.
Yeah, that's what I did today. I just like drove around for a while. I'm like, well, I'm going to boot at 6, so here we are
There
to
you
do the
go.
podcast. You know, and again, thank you for making this work out.
Absolutely, no problem whatsoever. I enjoy it, and I enjoy, I really enjoy this place. I think it's been 4 months since I've been here, which is like the longest stretch since I started playing here that I've went between shows. So
At Boot or in Fort Dodge?
at Boo,
Oh, really?
yeah.
Play here that many times? Like 3 or 4 times a year?
I think I'm averaging about 4.
That's awesome. Good
Yeah.
job. Good job, Nate.
I think I'm back here in late March. So
Oh, hell yeah. That's
yeah,
cool.
only a couple months between this one and the next one. So
Yeah, you gotta give Nate kudos because he's definitely somebody that will just like go to other shows just to see
Oh,
how
yeah.
good people are. And just
well,
be
like I said,
swing by.
I met him in Stratford, 40 minutes away from here. And if it hadn't been for him coming to me, I might not have even. Well, I would have eventually found this place, but it might have taken me forever.
Yeah.
And I love seeing the posts where he's got like the love bombs. You just had them on your show.
Yep.
Or Jesse or Clint or whoever, or Jeremy over in here playing like every weekend. You got somebody.
Oh, it's awesome. Yeah, I mean, Nate's definitely a huge supporter of the musicians and the music scene around here. And I mean, even if it's just doing pop-up shows, you know, it's always kind of crazy when you get like the middle of the week holiday shows, but then it's just like, well, there were already 2 bands here like Friday and then Saturday, and then now there's like a Wednesday show for a New Year's Eve or whatever, or Tuesday show, but then it's Friday, Saturday, there's 2 more bands here. So it's like, oh, in a course of 7 days he's had 4 or 5 bands here, you know?
Right.
And I don't know, that's just wild. It's wild to me. It's crazy that there's that much support here from the venues, and not only that, but there's a built-in audience at most bars, you know.
Oh, yeah.
But there's still people like that will just come in here and pack the place wall to wall to watch music. And it's when there's no music here, it's not like it's dead, but there's less people here, so people are coming out for the music.
That's the other thing about this town too, because there is so many options for music. A lot of times I come in here and it'll be a rotating crowd. I'll always have about the same amount of people. It'll always be 3/4 to 90% full, but an hour go by and it'll be almost a completely different 90 people. And not because I wasn't doing good, but because there's so many good options out there. And like I said, and that's also evident in the amount of musicians that come out and support you. I don't think I've ever played a show in Fort Dodge where I didn't have another musician stop out and catch a set or stay for the whole damn night.
Yeah. Oh shit! You came out and watched me play punk music in Des Moines once when you had a set down there.
Well, you know what? That was a Tuesday, and I didn't have anything going on Tuesday, and that's kind of my shtick. I like going out and catching live music. I'm not a huge fan of that scene.
Yeah,
but I'm a huge fan of Pete.
Yeah.
So I mean that makes a difference. That makes a difference to me, and I tell you what, maybe I wouldn't listen to it on the radio. I'd probably change the station. But if I knew it was you, I wouldn't change the station. But if I'm in a live scene, it's a completely different feel. Like with very few exceptions, I could sit and listen to polka live. Would I change the station if it was on the radio? Yes,
probably. Yeah, it's the same deal with me though. I feel exactly the same way. For some reason, when it's live, it's different, you know. And the best example I have is like Late Street, the rap group from Fort Dodge. I don't know if you've ever heard of them or not. But yeah, sure, bring one over. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Oh, well, thank you. That's very nice.
Thank you, Nate.
Thank you. Awesome. So like, yeah, gotta give another shout out to Nate. Bootleggers. We're at Bootleggers right now. This place is amazing. I've played a lot of shows here. I've cut a lot of cut my teeth here. This is some of the first places I ever played shows. But yeah, Late Street, rap group, Fort Dodge. Rap's not my thing. I've been to rap shows, but I almost don't even want to swear, but like I'll be goddamned if they're not amazing live. It's so fun to watch them live. We played a show like recently, and they played after us, and it's like, well, I'm sticking around watching Late Street. It was one of those things where the first time I saw them, I was just like, holy cow, these guys are so freaking good. Usually you think of a rapper and it's just somebody with like a laptop and they hit the space bar and they're just rapping over the CD of the song with the words already in it. They're not doing that, you know.
Right.
That's, I don't know. This is wild.
Or for instance, I went down and did an open mic thing in Kansas City, and I don't know if somebody had already heard of me or whatever, but somebody told them that I was good. So they gave everybody like 2 songs or do whatever, or 2 poems or whatever the hell you wanted to do when you were doing this open mic. And I saw somebody beatbox, and the guy walks up there. He's all in black. He's like about that big around, like a strong breeze would blow him over. I'm like, this is going to be awful. And then he started beatboxing and started doing all these sound effects and everything. I'm like, holy shit, this is so cool. And again, if I heard on the radio, I'll probably change the station, but it's not the same. So,
it's almost like when you're live, you're just like, how are you doing that?
Right.
How are you doing that? That's crazy.
Well, that, like my favorite compliment when I'm playing music is somebody comes up and says, you know what, I don't even like country music, because that's primarily what I do. Mm-hmm. But I don't even like country music, but I like what you do.
Yeah.
I said, well, I hate to tell you kind of like country music then. But I mean, it's just in the same vein. I enjoy live music because there's a different energy, there's a different flow to it, and like if you're listening to the radio, George Strait singing a song is okay, but seeing George Strait live, that like bring tears to your eye. I was hanging out with Michael Bernard earlier today. You know him? I know who he is. I've never met him though, I don't think. Okay, well, he's from the Marshalltown area. He did an interview down in my hometown at a coffee shop, and they do kind of like what you're doing right now, where we're in a crowded bar, except for everybody's listening to what they're doing instead of just ignoring us. What's it called? It's Steve Shetler's.
Steve Shetler. Yeah, he's been on the podcast.
Yes, Steve Shetler Media. But he was doing his thing this morning. Well, I've heard Mike. I've heard his recordings, and he's good. Oh yeah, he's very good. But he played 2 songs that I'd never heard before. Well, he hasn't had them released yet. But then he played the last song he played was one I have heard before, and just watching him play it and hearing it, I mean, it's an emotional song he wrote for his daughter, his firstborn, and just watching him and the emotion that he puts into it like hits you a little bit different when it's in person. So.
Oh yeah, for sure. So speaking of writing songs, you been writing any new music?
It's been a little bit since I put out a new one. Since the last time I saw you, I've put out several. Actually, last year at this time of year, I just put 4 songs together in 5 days.
Oh wow!
I got a couple really good ones. I think you'd enjoy. I actually talking to Jesse about getting some stuff recorded, like the one we wrote together a couple years ago.
Yeah, that's good. What's
that was My Girl.
Oh yes, yeah. We have played that live. I'd say a handful of times, maybe 5. Yeah, you know, it's one of those deals where I think one time we were like, let's play this, and he's like, actually, I don't know if I remember all the words. Let's not play it, you know. And then we played it again. It's, you know, this is a song, you know, I wrote with Lee Klett. He came over and he's like, check this out. I got this song. We recorded part of it. We never finished it, but hopefully we'll get it finished or whatever, you know. And I mean.
We got to a point where I just wasn't happy with, we switched since the last time we recorded, we switched the key, so it brought the guitar down, and it just felt a little hollow instead of bright. Mm-hmm. And we haven't re-recorded the vocals on top of that because I'm not letting a synthesizer do that.
Oh yeah.
But anyway, yeah, we're gonna get back into that. But I wrote a few new good ones. I wrote one called "I Miss My Ex-Girlfriend." I think you'd enjoy that one.
I can just imagine where it's gonna go.
Well, it's kind of a tongue-in-cheek song. Yeah. Basically, the gist behind the song is once she said I do, she's no longer your girlfriend anymore. Oh. So the joke of the song is she ain't doing the things she used to do before she got married to you.
I dig. Yeah. I like that.
And then I wrote one for the girl you never should have dated called "Pray for the Devil." Okay. So the punchline of that song is, when she goes to hell, pray for the devil.
That's what I like about, like, country music has the ability somehow to be funny.
Oh yeah.
Then not. It's obviously like serious stuff, but it's like you're making a joke out of the whole situation. Where, like, if you're writing a metal song, it's like that doesn't like fly as well. You know, like you might be able to get away with it a little bit in blues, but even in blues, somebody might be like, that's kind of cheesy or something, you know. But like with country music, it flies. And like, what's the song you sing a lot? Your brother wrote it. Something stripper or something.
Oh, a stripper stole my truck.
Yeah, that's the hat you're wearing right now. So, but yeah, I mean, that's like another one where it's like, that's pretty funny, you know? Like,
yeah, that was one when you hear the title of it the first time, you're like, God, this is going to be a terrible song. And you're like, that's actually not half bad.
It's a pretty good song, you know. It's good for some chuckles. It's actually good music, you know. And I don't know. I think that's one of my favorite things about country music, honestly, is like.
Well, yeah, because you can have a very serious song like the last song I wrote is called "What She Left Behind," and it's literally. Or the tagline of that song, it's not the things that she took when she left me, it's what she left behind.
Oh.
So, I mean, you can write serious stuff that's supposed to be thought-provoking or make you sad or whatever, but then you can turn around and write a song called I Miss My Ex-Girlfriend about your wife not doing the things she used to do when she wasn't married to you.
Yeah. Well, that's funny, though, because if you put all the titles next to each other, you're just like, oh, this is an album. This guy's really sad. He's had a lot of heartbreak in his life. And then you listen to it, and you're like, that's actually pretty funny.
I love that because I have a list of songs that you can request. Like I got a QR code on my banner. You can scan that now, and it'll give you a list of songs that you can request. It'll literally just send me a text message, and I've got all my originals pinned to the top of this list. Mm-hmm. So as they scrolling through this, if they decide they want an original, they'll go for the ones that they think are going to be cheesy or funny. Mm-hmm. And sometimes they pick or yesterday, I kid you not, one I probably play 5 times a year got requested twice. The song's called Drunk Dial Me. And it's a sad song, but they're thinking it's probably one of those ha-ha funny songs.
Yeah, well, you know, we've all been there, that's for sure.
It's not one that I normally break out in most bars just because, well, unless it's a chance where I'm doing a writer's round or where I'm trying to promote new music, I don't play the songs that are sadder.
Yeah,
I play the more upbeat songs, trying to keep the people drinking and dancing and having a good time.
Yeah. Oh, that's definitely a thing. I recall that luckily I don't have to choose most of the songs.
Right.
Or, you know, unless Jesse's like, what song do you want to play? And it's just like, I don't know, let's play this song, see what happens, you know, or like sometimes I'll just be like, I feel like playing this, let's toss this out there and see what happens or whatever. But most of the time he chooses, and it's pretty apparent when you play a song that the crowd isn't feeling, you know, and it's just like, oh. All right,
I mean, in our position, read the room.
Yep.
Like, you're in a bar, you should be playing stuff that are going to get people dancing and drinking, because if they're dancing, they're going to need to drink more, and if they're drinking more, the bar's making more money, the bar's happy they have you back. If you're singing a bunch of downer songs and nobody's drinking, everybody's like going home and like whatever, then you're not going to get invited back. So you pander to the crowd. But if you're playing, let's say, an opera house or whatever, and you have a captive audience where they're sitting in chairs and they're just listening to the music and feeling the lyrics and everything, that's when you break out the sad songs.
Yeah.
I mean, you still throw in the upbeat stuff too, but that's when it's okay to throw out the one like the one I wrote for my son, Pawn Shop Guitar. It's okay to throw that out there if you're going to try and get people crying or whatever. There's a time and a place for those.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I mean, that's something I guess I don't really think too much about because I don't have to deal with it. But like when you say it out loud, it's like, yeah, I guess that makes like plenty of sense. Like a coffee shop set list is a lot different than a bar
absolutely
at 10:30 set list, you know?
Well, yeah, if you got people that are sitting and they're listening to you, if that's their job, that's the reason they came. They came for the coffee and to listen to the music. Then it's okay to tell the story songs. And it's okay to tell the story sones in a bar too. But hopefully your story songs are more
amusing,
upbeat, something that I especially love it here because they do come for the music. They do come to listen and enjoy the music. So I can tell the funny stories and then go into a funny song, or I can or I can just play just anything upbeat and get them dancing, and they'll enjoy that too.
Yeah, absolutely. There you go. Lee Klett and Jared Benson will both be at Downtown Country Jam 2025. Be sure to check it out. Again, I missed my opportunity to get tickets. So I hope you got tickets because it is sold out. It is going to be packed. It is going to be absolutely packed. I have been lucky enough to play Downtown Country Jam once before, and it was absolutely amazing. Fun experience for sure. And they always do some local openers there, and they got some great ones. This is going to be so fun. So if you're listening to this after it came out, you missed out on a big show, a great show. or maybe you were there. Maybe you got tickets and you were there and you're listening afterwards. But I hope you guys enjoyed this episode with Lee Klett and Jared Benson. I'm going to put some of their social media links down below, so check them out, follow them, find them after they play at Downtown Country Jams. Go find them, watch them somewhere else, enjoy them, book them somewhere else if you want to. If you're going to book them, there's a lot of talent in the area. This is going to be so much fun. I do also work for another company, and we did some podcasts. We talked with Downtown Country Jam. So if you want more information on Downtown Country Jam, you can search Downtown Country Jam podcast. I bet it'll show up. There will probably be at least a couple of them where we talk to people about what it takes to put on the Downtown Country Jam, and what goes into it every single year, how it differs from Celebration. It's pretty cool to know what goes on behind the scenes. So there isn't actually an episode of that. It's on the Spin Market Report. That's one that I did. So if you guys want to check out another episode where I talk about the Downtown Country Jam, what goes into it, how it gets put on, how they talk to these musicians, how they book these shows, it's all over there. Check it out, Spin Market Report. I interviewed Craig Schlenz was his name. He's on the board for Celebration. So that was a fun one. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. If you want more from Lee Klett, if you want more from Jared Benson, and you maybe missed their episodes, go check them out. They're listed, right on the podcast. Once again, Lee Klett was 235 and Jared Benson was 227. So check those out. And man, I hope you guys enjoyed the Downtown Country Jam. It's gonna be awesome, y'all. So that's it. Thank you, Fort Dodge Fine Arts Association. Thank you to everybody that listened this far into the episode. I really appreciate it. And you know the drill, audiblefarm.com for basically everything Audible Farm. Thank you guys. We'll see you next week. Peace.